and welcome to Try It Tuesday, where I show you tips, tricks, and how-tos when it comes to crochet and other fiber arts. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you, if you press and hold down on your screen, this is for TikTok only, so sorry if you're watching this on YouTube, but if you press and hold down on your screen, you can go into clear mode and change the speed of the video. Today, we are actually going to talk about French knots, which I'm not sure how many of you are going to actually use this tip, but I like doing it for my mushrooms, and I also like doing it when I'm weaving ends in. So go ahead and get your needle on your yarn. Geez, I can't talk today. And this is my third time doing it, so I'm not redoing that. Anyway, so this is my mushroom cap for a mushroom that I'll be showing in a later video. It goes to this little guy here. So I'm pretty excited about that. But anyway, we got to add the little spots. I mean, you don't have to, but I really like doing it. So, going from the inside, you can start wherever you want, but I usually try and start some sort of pattern. And you're going to go ahead and pull. I'm probably used way too much yarn for this, if I'm going to be honest. But pull through until you have like a little tail left. And when it comes to French knots, which is something that's used in embroidery too. Sorry if my voice gets louder because I'm leaning into my camera here. But you're going to go ahead and put your hook as close to your work as you can. That's super important. You're going to like press down on there and you're going to wrap this around. For blanket yarn, I usually do it 3 times. So we go 1, 2, and 3. Don't do it too tight because then it makes it a little hard to pull. And you're going to pinch and hold and you're going to pull this through. You can loosen your hand a little bit, but you don't want to lose that knot. And you're going to go ahead and keep pulling until it's nice and tight. And the reason that I tell you, oh my lord, what am I doing here? I'm leaving it in, guys. Anyway, the reason I tell you to have it closer to your work, which is all goofy, usually you can't pull it back in, but is so when you go back in, it doesn't leave this little tail right here visible. So you're going to go back into the same hole now and pull through. Like I said, I used way too much yarn for this, so don't do that to yourself, because I'm getting it stuck all over my table. Now, we're going to go ahead and move to the next place. You want to kind of keep the yarn inside, not too crazy tight or loose, because if it's too tight and you move this around, you run the risk of this popping through. Anyway, go to wherever you want your next one to be and repeat the whole process. And so, like I said, you don't want it to be too tight. So I went and it's just tight enough to where it stopped pulling, but I don't want to pull any tighter. So again, we're going to wrap it around 3 times, hold this in place. So 1, 2, 3, and technically you can do this as big or small or however you want to do it as you want. Sorry, I'm shaking the table around today. Anyway, same thing. Do not let go of this because it's basically just wrapped around itself. And then once you have that knot, go back into the same stitch and pull through. And then you're just going to repeat this process until you have as many dots as you want. And then when I'm done, what I usually do is I flip it over and I tie the 2 ends together, the starting and the ending one. It just secures it a little better. And you can actually tie it to even some of the inside yarns, whatever you want to do to secure it. Now, like I said, I also use this technique when I'm weaving yarn in and out. So what I'll do is I'll make a knot and make sure that it's small enough to where I can actually pull it through the work. And what that does is basically it gets stuck inside the stuffing, and so it makes it harder for that to get pulled out when you're securing your end. So I'll do that 1 or 2 times, and it really just helps. Don't make it too big though, because then you'll have a hard time pulling it through, and if it's too small, it doesn't really do anything. But I hope that this tip was helpful, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. I said that twice. You know what? Enjoy my rambling.